guys, my name's Mike Man. Before this video starts, just a little PSA, just put this out there. Whilst the learning event's going on until the 2nd of March, I am hosting a giveaway for the channel. I am looking to get 200 subscribers before the end of February, realistically, and I'll give away 600 credits to three different, well, I say 600 credits, so I'm going to split that up to three different people, so 200 each. So yeah, let's try to get to 200 subscribers. We are very close now, and I appreciate it. Now, let me put a video on for you and enjoy. Hey guys, my name is Mike Man. Welcome back to yet another video. Today we are going to be continuing the series with the survivor builds. Today we have Zandi, who joined one of my live streams to kind of just get a better generalised idea of what kind of implants should they be going for. And I thought this would be a perfect time, considering obviously Zandy's level here, to kind of give more generalised advice in that sense, because a lot of people who play Frontier now will be roughly the same level as Zandy here, and will be struggling to figure out their next goals, considering they have pretty much what they should have at this stage. Now, as you can see, I don't actually know much about Zandy's build in terms of what their goals are. Their playstyle is a looter and boss hunter, and they don't really have any of a budget now that I can see. I do apologise if you see quite a few cuts. For some reason, I have been losing my voice for the last hour, so let's just see if we can try to go through this. So, we've got Zandy's page up here on DFP, and I have to admit, so far equipment-wise, it is looking pretty strong for what it is, and we've got the calculator for the implants as well. So, on the stream, I had a quick look and I did kind of generalise the idea of going to get your Devil's Implant as well as the Secret Bunker implants as well, because they do have a fair bit of decency to it. So we'll go through the usual process of we'll look at your equipment and armour, we'll look at your implants, and we'll see if there's anything you can improve there. Currently right now I'm looking at the weapons, and so far I'm having to say that it's looking decent for what it is. We'll quickly look at the proficiency stats down here. In fact, we'll do it on actual Frontier. So, stat-wise, you've got 135 in melee, so you can use the Santa Claus. Pistols you don't really care about as much. Rifles is fine. Shotguns, and you're going currently for the machine gun, and you've got max explosives, so that works out absolutely fine. 100 in strength, which you don't necessarily need unless you're going to run some sort of minigun, but that still works out overall with the melee, so your Santa Claus and titanium blades do get the overall effect. Your endurance is less than max, obviously, as you can tell there with how the Cryostorm reactive is just hitting the spot, and the agility isn't maxed out either for it, so that would be, well, it is maxed out, it would be at 21 for the on the Mastercraft there. Accuracy is 95, which you don't necessarily need for a shotgun, but it still works and helps with that cone of shells, or buck, depending on how you want to pronounce that. Your critical hit will be absolutely fine. It's past the minimum for very high critical chance, which is 79, just to let people know. Your reload is almost perfect, so one of these weapons is a near God craft, not near God craft, it's 7 in reload. You've got 100 dex, which is pretty much correct. That is a correct stack to go for, and you kind of shifted a little bit in its survival, but I think Scavenger has some of that already. Your stats overall, absolutely fine. You've found your playstyle for it, and obviously you found what works in that sense. I would probably work on godcrafting your equipment at this stage to just kind of minimise or min-max your cast stats here, just to kind of make your playing style a bit more enhanced as well, because if you get obviously that max endurance and agility, means it makes the game a little bit more trivial in terms of how you play. Your equipment, though, I have to say, absolutely fantastic for what it is, considering like two of these weapon items here are free to play. Your backpack also gives you a little bit of a boost as well, so that does help. Yeah, your Cryostorm reactive will carry you armor wise. Your Santa Claus does quite a fair bit of damage for melee. Titanium blades, obviously, God crafted, but they will be more of a stat booster. I would probably look into maybe getting explosives. That will help you with hordes in this version of the engine. Maybe look into maybe getting that better rifle, if anything, to replace melee. Obviously, it's up to yourself, but I would say rifles are probably better than that. we'll go to DFP for a second. So as I said, you got the Santa Sack, so I'll give you what 5% XP. So I need to remember that for the implant calculator. And obviously your clan is Zega's community channel clan, so it's not going to have everything at this stage. The implants, so you got 14, which is quite good. So I've got them all here, but I'm just going to add an extra 5 here. I think it's 5%. Let me triple check, not to kind of show off my collection book here, because I just want to make sure. Yeah, it's 5% XP, so that's fine. I'll just close that down. So that works out. So you've got quite a fair bit of things here. So I am going to double check your gold membership as well. So I'll put that, add that in. So this is kind of roughly your stats of an event, and it's not particularly that bad either for what it is. Obviously, you will have some mastery gain damage in some of these weapon specifics, but unfortunately, I can't obviously see that from my end. So you do have quite a diverse amount of stuff here, and it does actually help out, considering you did go down the route of my advice with the Devil's Implant and the bunker implants as well. So it does look fairly good. I'm wondering if what we can improve on just by looking at this. So I'm going to actually jump into the implant section as well on the marketplace, just so we get a rough idea. Because even though you don't have a budget now, it's a good idea to have a goal at least for it. So one of the key things I would say you're probably missing out on is your agility. We will need to up that just so you can make it through Raven Ridge a lot more efficiently. Your damage reduction is going to be fine. Your XP gain is kind of trivialized in a sense as well. Your damage overall, again, I'm not particularly worried about this because depending on how much mastery you got, depends on how far ahead you are. One of the things I would probably say you need to get as a mandatory implant to grab is the mimic implants. I think that'll be your next goal. Now it is quite expensive for what it is, and that's understandable because you would probably be using that to do the elf implant as well. I think you have access to the dusk shop as well. Let me just see. Okay, so yeah, so you may have access to the dust shop at this stage, and if you do have some pretty good ones in here. If that is the case, I would probably go for the Dusk implant. It's kind of trivial in terms of what it gives, but that would be better than, say, for example, the violence implant here, which only gives you 3%. So I would probably save up for that, and that will kind of give you some extra boost overall. I'll tell you how much it is right now because I do have access to the Dust Shop, and it is 15 mil, so that's quite expensive car go to. So just kind of for a better kind of necessity, I say Dusk Implant would be your best one there. I would possibly say move up, try look forward to getting your Apex implant overall as well. So currently right now you have an extra 5% attack speed, given the 100 dex, that's 20% you've got now. You've got a lot more loot chance, so you are looter, so that will help with loot in general. Search speed does help, but it's not my particular favourite. Your ammo, your looting rates here aren't the best, but you will be very much limited on what you can and can't use, unfortunately. I would probably say that. What's this weapon stats? Interesting. I'd probably say that right now your implants are probably at most what you're going to get as a free to play player. Unless you start putting money into the game, you probably won't get much more out of it. But that being said, you do have the ability to grind some of these things. So, for example, the next thing you would want to do, and I'm going to show it as well because I said to you on the stream, we need these removed. Okay. So we've got the Devil's Implant here, which gives you a 5% income, damage reduction, and movement speed. I think the next thing you want to kind of work on is both the Volatile and the Behemoth. And during the event, you can easily kind of grab that from all grinding and looting. Um, both of these would make it so much better. And when you have a chance, obviously move into the Volatile Devil Implant, meaning you can still use the Behemoth, and these two together is better and uses less slots overall. Then you need to very much focus for your Apex. A lot of the kind of, suggestions I have is always going to be oriented around free to play aspect, and the Apex being one of the peak, if not the peak, and free to play implant is kind of a necessity. Overall, like I said, you have gotten the bunker implants here, which is the suggestion I told you to go for, and you've gotten them, and I'm hoping you are getting a bit more out of it. The only thing I can say is maybe drop the violence implant for the dusk, and that'll boost your kind of overall usability in a sense, because obviously you get better search speed, a little bit of movement, and you get damage and XP there. You do have access to a few other ones at the same time. If you're not looking, I would probably say drop the salvage and use the. What is it? I want to say the enforcer just get that XP, but let's see if we can find anything a bit better. Eh. You already got the U implant, you're not going to have access to them. It's not going to be worth it. Yeah, so I think right now, to min-max your cat implants, I would say get your enforcer implant on and just start grinding. When it comes to the Easter event, I would highly suggest getting yourself a rabbit's foot implant and then upgrade it. Focus on upgrading that to a silver rabbit implant so you're getting the looting stats boosts, and then on the experience end you are kind of doubling that, and that's able to replace the which we got salvage implant. Um, Other than that, from here, I think you are doing really well for what you've got here. Given obviously your level and your equipment, you could easily min-max your XP gain. Obviously, I think it's actually doubled since I last had this refreshed. So you do have quite a fair bit to go for yourself here. So give yourself a pat on the back because you are pretty much sorted for what you need. Um, yeah, just focus on try and get your money back, get back 15 mil, and maybe focus on the silver rabbit implant just for those boosts. If you're looking for, I'm trying to think because it's not even worth it. I would say if you are genuinely going to start looting stuff as well, I would go for the Mastercraft implant, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of boss hunting. I wouldn't go for a Slayer, not a big fan of it. The Mastercraft implant, I've seen a lot more going for it in that sense because if you get something from a Black Titan, so for example, Black Titan drops a 6, 6, and 7, let's make it a non-Hellcraft item, that price will be, say, if it's a steel 090, it'll be about 60 grand you'll get, and compare it to what its scrap price is, technically enough, times 3, so or times 2.5. So you can work out a lot more better with this than you do with anything else. But yeah, hopefully this has been a helpful video in a sense. It's not going to be, hopefully going to not be a long one as well. But if anyone else wants to get their review going, I do have another one requested. Please join the Discord, and there is a specific channel for like build review and such. Out of this kind of sense, it's just more of a advice. It used to be my advice on what these builds are, but it's been a while since we've done one, so it's quite nice to get back into giving this out. In the meantime, guys, hopefully if you find this useful, let me know. If you have a similar build to Zadi here, let me know as well, because you could be in the exact same boat, and it could be beneficial for you to have a bit of a pinpoint on what's what. Obviously, yeah, so Zadi is looking, so as long as they keep it up, that's going to get them to the next stage. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day, great time. I shall see you guys later, and goodbye.